you've probably read the little thing, maybe even before you came about, sort of what we're about. So I really think the best way to introduce us is to have one of the families that have been kept together by saving their pet's life introduce us. So I had a little bit of a hard time deciding which one to use because we have made several of them, but this is the one we're going to do. So, oh, and you will also be getting a brochure that's the brochure we give to the public. There's also one I made up for you that just says what, how, and why. So you get a little more sense of us. And also a card that has my cell phone number on it. So certainly part of what we're doing is trying to get the word out, both to people that need it and also to people that want to help people that need it. Because my belief is that animal people are really kind of some of the best people in the world. Some of the most generous, some of the sweetest, and that all of us know what it feels like to worry about whether we're going to lose a family member because we can't pay for the treatment we need. And that's what this whole organization is about. And it was my belief in starting it that all we needed to do was reach out to the pet people that have a little extra income and let them know, and that they would be honored to have the opportunity to help someone else in our community who can't afford it to keep their pet and their family too. So that's what makes us work, is that we find the other pet lovers. We're sort of the go-between, helping pet lovers help other pet lovers. Oh, and by the way, how many of you live with a furry friend? Oh, all right, most of you. Cool. Okay. All right, so we'll introduce you here to Roller. What do I hit? Person who, Amy, what do I hit here that started?
You're gonna have to turn around.
Should be like an arrow.
What do you know? Oh, wait, that one, yep. Uh-oh. Well, it's playing on the machine.
So he was diagnosed at 2.5 years old. Pretty quickly after that, we realized that nothing was available near us, and we had just gotten Roller. We moved into our house a little less than a year ago, and we were transferred down to get Gavin some much-needed therapy for his autism diagnosis. An autistic child is not ignoring you, they're just waiting for you to enter their world, and Roller is always there, ready. He's sleeping by Gavin's door, he's beside him while he's playing. We started noticing some signs that Roller was sick. He needed a $4,000 surgery. We had already spent several $1,000s just to get to a diagnosis. Being so early in Gavin's diagnosis and not knowing what the future held for us there, we just did not have the funds. That's when, very sadly, we told the vet that we were gonna have to put him down. And then Monday, they called and said, there's this emergency fund, and they said, we'd like to pay for your dog's surgery.
Since the surgery, Roller, you can tell a big difference. He's a healthy dog again, so it's been fun.
He's very energetic, loves playing with Gavin, following around.
Gavin will run around the couch and stay away from the shark. He calls Roller the shark, and so he's just laughing up a storm, and then Gavin will sit on the floor, and Roller runs up and starts licking him, and Gavin just laughs.
That tickles.
Yeah, a big belly laugh.
Roller's right behind him, and you'll hear Gavin go, "Come on, Roll!" Every pet lover that I know never wants to have to make a decision on their family member's life based on monetary value.
What I really like about Ellie's Rainy Day Fund is that you see the stories, you know where the money's going, and yet the people running the charity love the pets just as much as the families do. I would recommend it to anybody, if you're a pet lover or not, if you're looking to donate to a charity. This impacts people's lives in a positive way.
This is like a superhero fund.
always have a little bit of a hard time knowing how to categorize us, because people will say, oh, you're an animal welfare organization or a rescue organization. Yeah, we are saving pets' lives, but we're doing it for the family. I mean, it's not just strictly, we're not a rescue, we're not a, most of the animal organizations in the area are doing great work to rehome animals. We are trying to keep animals in their first home with the people that already love them. So that makes us a bit different. The other way we're a bit different, that I'm seeing now why we're the only one in this niche, is that we don't do the, there are lots of folks in the area here that will do spay neuters cheaply and do, basic vet care. We only handle emergency and specialty vet work. Nobody else in this area does it. There are very few, there are less than a half a dozen organizations in the country that will do that. I'm kind of learning why. That's expensive stuff. Those are expensive bills, but they are so needed. This all started from my adopting a little dog from Sixa who has a chronic lung condition like cystic fibrosis. And so I'm in and out of vets' offices and specialty all the time. And when I was there sitting, waiting, I would see these families that obviously adored their pets, that would come in and leave just in tears, carrying out an animal that's still sick or taking out a body because they couldn't afford the treatment. Lots of times it's not that the animal couldn't be helped, it's that they didn't have the funds to do it. I mean, who budgets for an extra $4,000 surgery? It's just not there. So that's what we're about, really. And most of the families are not just families, although that would be enough, but we don't have enough funds for that, are not just families that that love their animal. Usually the animals, the cat, the dog, is playing some kind of a really important role in the family. I was talking with Megan earlier about how we've done a lot of seniors, because the senior, if they're still living by themselves, their dog or their cat is their only constant companion, and they're on fixed incomes, and when something happens, they have nowhere to turn. And it's devastating if they lose that companion. In Roller and Gavin's case, at the time that we initially took on this case, Gavin, he is autistic, and he would only vocalize, he would only talk to Roller. He wasn't talking to other human beings yet. And so the thought of losing him when he was making so much progress, because he was interacting with the dog where he wouldn't interact with people. So we have a lot of those kind of stories, and I hope that I put a few of the links to the videos on the handout that I made up just for you. So if you want to kind of have a feel-good experience for a little while, go on our website and just click on Love Stories and go under there, and there are a lot of them that are just written up with great pictures, but there are also 5 or 6 that have videos with them so you can actually meet the family. So, all right, let's see if there's anything. Oh, just to give you a sense, we've been around about 2.5 years now. We just did our 90th case, and to date we have spent a little over $129,000 doing it. So it's expensive work, but it's so rewarding, and it's so important for these families. I have the honor then of getting to talk with the families usually at some point, and it's an amazing experience because they're just so happy and thankful, and that their family is still together. And those of you that went like this probably understand just what I mean by that. So thank you for letting me tell you what we're about. I appreciate it.